community is honestly like the biggest takeaway for me, and it sounds like for a lot of us this weekend. I am so excited to have Kerry to go on stage. Talking about community, I still remember when I first joined the group. There's so many welcomes, and I just remember Kerry, saying, "Oh yeah, like anything, just like call me." So she was the first person that I had a phone conversation with. And, she told me about NAPA, which we have here. So, and doctors didn't tell me about NAPA therapies at all, right? So I feel like there's so much knowledge in this room, right? We know our kids the best, what therapy works the best, right? Each journey is different, but, I hope we continue to turn to each other and ask for help, ask for support. So I'll hand the floor to Kerry. And then we'll end with a few announcements before we all go.
Feels cruel that you're making me talk after all these emotional discussions. Wow, what an incredible weekend. As Ada mentioned last night, today is my son Jack's 5th birthday. And I can really think of no better present than being here with all of you, his Sunshine family. So thank you. Especially because he's very hard to shop for. So this is the perfect present. First, I just wanted to thank everyone who has made this weekend extraordinary, to all of our volunteers who gave their time, to our presenters who offered their expertise, and to our sponsors and research partners, and of course to the families who traveled from across the globe to be here. You are the heart of everything we're doing. I also have to give a special thanks to Ada, who spent countless hours planning this event, which would not have happened without her. I don't know how she does it. I was saying to Abby earlier today, I feel like there's sorcery going on because no one can do so much so well with the limited time we have. So thank you so much, Ada. And also a thank you to Dr. An, who has devoted her career to, as she so eloquently put it, helping our sunshines shine brighter. We are so profoundly grateful for you. Early in our ZTTK journey, I discovered a memoir called Raising a Rare Girl that was written by Heather Lanier. It's so good. And in it, Heather recounts her experience of coming to terms with her daughter Fiona's rare genetic disorder. And I wanted to share a passage where Heather describes a conversation that she had with her husband, who is an Episcopal priest and a Zen Buddhism scholar, after they received the diagnosis. "Aren't you scared?" I asked him on the way to the first geneticist's appointment. "No," he said, his hands on the wheel, his eyes on the interstate. "I'm curious. I want to learn more about her. I want to understand who she is, so I can love her better." I stared out the window, watching billboards pass, choking on a lump of tears. "Anything we learn today," he said, "will just help us love her better." I share this for two reasons. First, it really captures what this conference is truly about. As Ada said, you can't treat what you don't understand. And I would add to that understanding is not just about treatment. It's about loving better, caring better, about seeing our children fully. The second reason I wanted to share this is because when Jack was diagnosed 4.5 years ago, this was not my attitude. I wish it had been, but unfortunately, I am neither priest nor Buddhist scholar. So instead, the diagnosis hit me like a ton of bricks. I felt so much grief and worry about what our future would look like, grief over the life that I had imagined, fear about the medical challenges that we could face, and about how this life would affect my older son, William. And if I'm being painfully honest, I even worried that this diagnosis, this unwelcomed syndrome, would somehow prevent me from loving Jack unconditionally. That fear seems completely absurd now, because if you just look at him, you realize it is impossible not to love him unconditionally. But at the time, it really consumed me. I felt like I could feel the unconditional love in my heart, but it was buried under layers and layers of grief and anxiety and worry. And I was feeling desperately alone, and it was then that I found this community. And in my first post in our Facebook group, I asked families to share what they loved most about their sunshines. And on the screen here, you can see some of the many beautiful responses that I received to that post. These words really lifted me out from the darkness and revealed to me truly for the first time that this life would not be one of constant misery and doom and gloom, but would be a life that includes love and laughter and fun and so many cuddles, like a back-breaking amount of cuddles. And that's really the power of community. And that's why gatherings like this matter so much. But the support that we provide one another is not the only power that this community has. This community is our greatest source of strength and our greatest source of potential. We hold the keys to unlocking progress, to helping us understand our sunshines so that we may care for and love them better. Nathan and Dr. Ahn have done incredible work forging research partnerships and pursuing scientific projects, but those efforts mean nothing without your participation. So here is my call to action. Please help us. Participate in the data collection. We have a table outside with Citizen Health and RareX. Sign up. It doesn't take very long. Citizen Health especially is about 5 minutes of your time. Submit lab samples. We have a table with Combined Brain, so you can do the samples today if you have not done it already. Lend us your skills and your networks. If you are a skilled graphic designer, we could use your help. If you are a talented writer, we could use your help. If you work in an industry that may be able to provide equipment or other resources for Dr. Ahn's lab, connect with us. Help us apply for grants. Fundraise, donate, organize. We know that your time is limited, but as Anna said, progress is impossible without your help. Every contribution matters, so please help. Now I want to close with gratitude because we are all so fortunate to have our sunshines in our lives. And I'm going to challenge everyone to feel gratitude not only for our sunshines and for this community, but for ZTTK syndrome itself. Because ZTTK syndrome is inextricably linked with who our sunshines are. It is literally part of their DNA. Jack's unique genetic makeup has given him his infectious joy and giggles that you can hear from across the room, his stubborn determination, his love of cuddles, and the beautiful way that he experiences the world. His ZTTK is not separate from that. It's a major part of what makes Jack Jack. Is there a tension between this gratitude for ZTTK and my desire to find treatments? Maybe. But that's what makes disability complicated, because while I know that Jack is perfect inside and out, I also want to ease the hardships that he endures, and I want to help him thrive any way I can. And being Jack's mom has taught me that these tensions can coexist. I can love Jack fully and mourn the life I expected. I can push Jack to reach his fullest potential and embrace him for exactly who he is today. And I can know in my heart that Jack is perfect and continue to fight for treatments that will help him thrive. And when it really comes down to it, this isn't intention at all, because they're both expressions of the same profound love. So with this gratitude in mind, I'll end with another passage from Heather Lanier's memoir about attending a conference much like ours. Downstairs were dozens of people with genetic deletions similar to Fiona's. But this conference had taught me nothing of who Fiona would become. It had only taught me that the trajectory of her becoming was far more wide open than I had imagined. And it had also taught me to respect her origins, trust the source of this deletion, I heard. Trust the teensy paired ramen noodles found in every one of her cells. Trust that the combination of genes were exactly what she needed in order to become exactly who she needed to be and who the world needed too. Trust your sunshine's journey, not in spite of their ZTTK syndrome, but because of the complete, complex, beautiful person that their unique sun gene has created. Keep fighting for research and progress, but also trust that our sunshines are who they need to be and who the world needs too. Thank you.
All right, well, who is still excited, very tired, and hungry? Well, we have lunch right outside. It's grab and go. I know some of you have travel plans, so, grab and go. But before you do that, I knew I wasn't going to, keep it together the whole weekend. So made a few slides to, thank everyone for being here. Next slide. I have a clicker. And as I mentioned this morning, we really have a growing community. Your pandas from China, they're just precious. And a testament to, how we have friends, far and wide. And I just want to thank you, everyone here, virtual participants, all of you who made it from afar with your kiddos. And we have a million things on our plate, and really thank you for making the trip here to convene as a community.